Hey y'all, let's do some yoga. We're just gonna start in a nice comfortable seat, wherever you land on your mat, wherever your butt touches the earth, wherever your feet land. Whether you want to be upright or lying on your back. We're just gonna take a couple deep breaths and slowly begin to observe. We're going to change our point of view from all the things we have to do in the future or after yoga class or tomorrow. You're going to put work aside. You're going to put your phone aside. Just take a moment to observe this very present moment. Notice how your sit bones feel on your yoga mat. Notice the space around you, any noises, what others may define as distractions, simply just noises. Noticing your mental space, noticing your emotions. Maybe you're feeling frantic or anxious, or maybe you're feeling very low energy or low motivated, or anywhere in between. Just take a few breaths, nice and deep, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Taking big deep breaths signals to your nervous system that it's time to recenter, time to calm down a little bit. Maybe if you give your breath a little bit of audible noise, it can also signal to your brain that it's also time to calm down a little bit. Noticing your train of thought, where it's taking you, and bring that train of thought, bring that focus back to your breath. We call this the monkey mind. As your train of thought continues on, you're always going to be thinking about something, but bringing back the monkey mind back to the focus of the breath. Just recentering and regrounding, and just taking a moment to observe inward. As we begin to lightly move our bodies and we begin to stretch and move in ways that you may have not moved yet today or ever, just come back to the focus of your breath. That can help you observe each sensation that you're feeling in your body. On each inhale and on each exhale, there is something new, different, and unique for you to experience. And every time that you visit any of these poses, it's gonna feel different each and every other time. So just keep that in mind and be gracious with yourself and be patient with yourself, as your body can only move the way your breath and bones allow. So just taking a moment for some gratitude for your beautiful body, which can move in its own special and unique way. And if you're not feeling super special or super unique today, that's totally fine. You are unique. I'm here to remind you that you are special and you are awesome. So with each and every breath, it's a reminder to be grateful for what you have at your fingertips, at your disposable. And it's so beautiful. And it's also sad how much we take advantage of the small, beautiful blessings in life. So as we set this intention of gratefulness, we're going to take a big breath in together. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Now on the inhale, circle your arms all the way up towards the sky, tall spine. And then we're going to take a gentle twist to the right. So your left palm on the top of your right knee, and then your right hand is planted behind your hips. Maybe you want to turn your chin slightly towards your right shoulder for a gentle neck stretch. Just taking big, deep breaths here as your body sinks into this pose. Notice where you're feeling tension within the body. Notice where any muscles may feel tight. And notice what feels good. Big breath in. And then twist your deepest. And then inhale, circle your arms back through center. And then we're taking this to the opposite side. So take your right palm on top of your left knee, and then your left hand behind you. Big breaths to sink into this pose, and notice where you can soften around the edges. Notice what feels different on this side versus the first side. And try to not judge yourself for it. Maybe your neck feels a little bit more tense, or maybe your shoulders is feeling more tense on this side, or maybe your hips. What's going on down there? Big breath in. Twist your deepest. Inhale back through center. Breathe in nice and tall. And then gently you're going to fold over your straight legs. You want to make sure both of your sit bones stay on the earth. You may feel tension in your low back. Be careful not to go too deep. We're just warming up the body. Maybe slowly sink in deeper. Walk your hands out in front of you. And allow your spine to round. Notice what that feels like. And as you keep sinking in with each and every breath, allow your head to hang heavy. This may create some intense vibes in the spine. I know I'm feeling that. Just take it easy. Just move with your breath. Allow gravity to do the work. And maybe you even start to tuck your chin in towards your chest. And maybe you even begin to take some weight out of your palms. Maybe you're on your forearms now. Or maybe you're still at tall arms. No judgment. Your body's beautiful. On each exhale, just allow the gravity to do the work. Sink in with each exhale. Use that as a release. There is rest here among the sensations. About 5 more breaths, big deep breaths in this pose. Just using this time to observe the sensations in your body and what changes over time. How did this pose feel at the beginning? And now that we're a minute into this pose, notice how you feel now. Just a couple more breaths. Really let go of each and every exhale. Let go of all that tension. 1 more breath, breathe in. And then exhale fully here. And then on your inhale, very, very slowly inhale into a tall spine. Walk your hands back up in. Ooh, feel that rush. And then exhale, allow your body to sink back into a nice tall spine. Notice the blood flow. Maybe you have a head rush. I have a head rush, that's for sure. Just allow that to sink in. We did 3 simple postures. This was hardly a 10-minute breath session. And notice the difference that you feel after 10 simple minutes. Notice how your blood flow is moving in and out through your heart. And just be grateful for this present moment. We're going to continue to move here. Come into a table pose. on your hands and on your knees. We're going to do some simple cat-cow postures. We're going to begin to move on the inhale, press into your palms and arch your spine. You want the tops of your feet on your mat. And then on the exhale, again, pressing into your palms and rounding out through your spine, allowing your hips to tuck in towards your low ribs. And then inhale as you arch your spine, begin to arch your upper body. Maybe you even turn your chin up towards the sky. And then on the exhale, again, rounding through your spine, letting your head hang heavy. There is a release here. And then continuing to move. Inhale, arching, and then exhale, rounding. Just take this for about 10 breaths, moving at the pace of your own breath. Maybe you want to linger in one posture. Maybe you want to add in other movement. Maybe you want to sway your hips side to side. We're just beginning to awaken the spine, just noticing what this flexion of the spine feels like. Notice where your brain space is at. Bring your focus back to your breath in your body. Just a couple more breaths here, and then we're all going to meet in a nice downward facing dog. So on your exhale, you're going to tuck your toes, you're going to lift your knees up off your mat, and then straighten your legs. And then press into your palms and downward facing dog. You're going to walk your heels, bend one knee and straighten the other. This is called walking your dog. Just noticing what this posture feels like today. Maybe this is the first time that your head has been below your heart. Notice what the blood flow feels like. Notice what your heartbeat feels like. Just giving yourself the opportunity to dive deeper, come into a full body scan. Fingertips to your toes, just notice what's happening within your body. Maybe you want to turn your chin side to side, shake your head yes and no. Just a couple more deep breaths here to allow your body to open up. Big breath in. Exhale, empty. Inhale, come onto your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees, take a look at your fingertips, and then slowly walk towards the top edge of your mat and then hang heavy. Empty out all of your air. And then inhale, halfway lift, hands on your legs. And then exhale, fold over straight legs. Let this feel so, so good for you. We're going to do that again. Inhale halfway. Hands above or below your knees. You're just allowing your spine to strengthen and lengthen here. Tucking your chin slightly. And then exhale, fold over straight legs. Really let your upper body go. Allow your head to hang heavy. Chin in towards your chest. Third time's a charm. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold heavy. Now plant your left palm on the mat. And then you're going to inhale your right arm towards the sky. Maybe you want to bend your left knee and really get into this twist. Take a couple of breaths to just notice what this feels like. On the inhale, you're lengthening your spine, and then on the exhale, you're allowing your body to twist a little bit deeper. Maybe you want to turn your chin up towards the sky. And then exhale, fold over straight legs. And then inhale, twisting here. Other side, so your right palm's on your mat. And then your left arm twisting up towards the sky. Noticing what's happening within your body. Notice where the stretch is. Notice where the tension is. And then soften around that. Breathe into that tension. Breathe into that stretch. One more breath. And then exhale, fold over straight legs. Let that feel good. Inhale, halfway lift to reset. And then we're going to come into our airplane arms on the exhale. So you're allowing your palms to face towards the earth, arms lengthening behind you. And then inhale, you're going to straighten your legs and your arms, reach up towards the sky. And then exhale, it's called Namaste. So hands at heart center and a nice tall spine. Just notice what this feels like right now. This is the first time we've stood up straight all class. Just notice what this feels like. Notice how rooted you feel in your own 2 feet. Notice the 4 corners of your feet. Notice how your legs support you all the way up into your hips and in the trunk and then into the shoulders and up through the crown of your head. This beautiful body is here to breathe today. On your next inhale, you're going to circle your arms up towards the sky. Now we're going to take a nice easy side bend towards the right. So we're getting a nice stretch in the left side body here. And then inhale back through center. And then exhale, leaning towards the left, feeling the stretch of the right side body. Inhale back through center. There is a back bend here. You're going to open up, let your chin turn up. And then exhale nice and slow with care. You're bending over your straight legs, letting your head hang heavy. Let the tension go. Inhale, halfway lift here. And then exhale, fold over straight legs. We're going to come into a nice easy yoga squat. So on your mat, you're going to open your legs up about the length and the width of your mat. You're going to point your toes out and your heels in, and then you can keep your hands on the mat and then slowly begin to sink your hips down, all right? You want your knees to follow your toes, so you're opening your knees out wide. This is going to be a deep, intense hip stretch here, an inner thigh stretch. Maybe you feel some tension in your low back. That's okay. Just notice and observe and breathe with it. If you want to get a little bit deeper, bring your palms towards heart center and allow your elbows to push your knees out even further. The key to this pose is to breathe. That's it. That's your only task, is to breathe. No matter where your body is right now, no matter how it feels, your only mission is to breathe and observe what's happening in your body. Maybe you feel the fire building within, you feel the heat, maybe there's a little bit of sweat. This can be a very intense posture. If you're feeling any sharp pain, just slowly bring your hips up, and that will lessen any sort of pain. Just continue to breathe and notice and observe. We're just here for a couple more breaths. Just notice what this feels like within the body. Big breath in. And then slowly straighten your legs. Let this feel good. OMG. Hoo-wee. And then heel toe your legs back into your center. And then just hang heavy. Allow your head to reach toward the earth. Making sure to root down through your feet. Still pressing through your heels. Making sure your weight's evenly distributed between both your feet. Just allow this forward fold to feel good after that deep inner thigh stretch. Just a couple more breaths to observe. Breathe in nice and deep. And then exhale. Inhale, you're going to halfway lift here. And then on the exhale, plant your hands on your mat, coming into a high plank pose. So this is like the top of a push-up. Really pressing into your palms, spreading your fingers nice and wide. Really allowing your belly to ignite here, tucking your hips in towards your low spine. And then allowing yourself to soften around the edges. On your breath in, you're going to shift your weight forward. And then exhale, you're going to lower to the bottom of your push-up. And then inhale, come into upward facing dog. So straighten your arms, come onto the tops of your feet. And then exhale, tuck your toes, come into downward facing dog. Big breath in. Exhale, soften. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look at your hands, and then go to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, come into the right side twist. So your left palm's on the earth. We've been here before. And then exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, left side twist. So your right palm is on your mat. And then exhale, fold over straight legs. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, airplane arms, slightly bend your knees. And then we're going to sink our knees even deeper, and then we're coming into chair pose. So you're going to straighten up your torso, and then your arms are going to lift up towards the sky. So your knees are bent. You want your big toes to be touching, but your heels slightly apart. Take a look down at your toes. Make sure you can see them. If your knees are covering them, you need to shift your knees back and then sink your hips down even lower. And then on the inhale, you're going to tuck your hips in towards your belly button. And then really ignite through the trunk of your spine, and then allow your shoulders to soften. This intense pose is called chair pose. There's lots of heat to be built in this pose as we ignite our lower body. Each exhale, you want to try to sink your hips down even lower. Inhale, reaching up at your tallest. And then exhale, we're going to open our arms and twist towards the right. So your right arm is facing behind you. Maybe you turn your chin towards your right hand. And then inhale back through center, reach tall. And then exhale, opening up towards the left side, noticing the twist over here. Then inhale, you're going to straighten your legs. Find that tiny little back bend at the top. Let this feel so good. And then exhale, let it all go. Heart to thighs, fold over straight legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. You're going to plant your hands and then lower to the bottom of your push-up. Inhale, come into upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, we're going to come into warrior letter A. So take your right foot in between your hands. You're going to pivot your left heel down. We want to square our hips before we rise. So your hips are in line with the front edge of your mat. Bend deep into that right knee, and then when you're ready, press into your left foot and then rise up towards the sky. Inhale your arms up nice and tall, noticing what's happening in your hips, lunging deeper into that right leg. Notice the hip stretch that you're experiencing on the left front hip. It is so juicy. It is there for you. Just breathing deep, just noticing this breath in this beautiful body. Notice where you can soften around the edges. Release your facial muscles. Allow your shoulders to relax away from your ears. Notice the shake. Notice the heat. It's good for you. Breathe in nice and tall. And then exhale, plant your hands, coming into plank pose, and then lowering down to the bottom of your push-up. Empty all of your air. Inhale, halfway lift into up dog. And then exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Now warrior A on the left side. So bring your left foot between your hands, pivot your right heel down, squaring your hips toward the front edge of your mat. And then inhale, rising up. Notice the difference. Sit with the sensation. Maybe it's uncomfortable. Just breathe. It will get easier as you go on. As you strengthen. It's actually going to get harder before it gets better. That's just a fact of the reality. Either way, you're just going to stay in this warrior letter A on the left side. And everything's going to be fine, I promise. So inhale, you're going to reach tall. And then exhale, you're going to stay rooted in your feet, lunging deeper into this left leg here. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, reach your tallest. And then exhale, plant your hands, chaturanga, lower to the bottom of your push-up. Inhale, upward dog, let this feel good. Maybe you turn your chin up towards the sky. And then exhale, come into a nice, easy child's pose. So you're going to take your knees out wide, your big toes are facing together, and you're going to bring your hips down towards your ankles. And then you're slowly going to walk your hands forward and allow your chest and your forehead to sink into the earth. Find some rest and follow your breath. Noticing what's happening within. Notice the sensations. Notice the softness. Notice your thoughts. Notice your breath. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale, open your mouth, let it go. Slowly but surely come on up into table pose. And then what we're going to do is come into a nice pigeon pose. So you're going to take your right leg, you're going to lift it up behind you. And then you're going to bring your right knee towards your right wrist. And then you're going to bring your right ankle towards your left wrist. So you're aiming to have your shin parallel with the top edge of your mat. If that's not attainable, a nice easy 45-degree angle will work just fine. So what you're going to do, you're slowly going to allow yourself to sink into the mat here. This is an intense right hip stretch. So allow your arms to support you, and you're slowly going to allow your left leg to walk back behind you so that your sit bones, not your sit bones, your legs, are sitting nice and comfortably. Or so they say. Notice the front hip stretch on the left side. And maybe as your hips begin to sink deeper, you can allow your upper body to sink forward. Maybe your forearms come onto the earth, or maybe you have a pillow or a block nearby you can allow your upper body to rest upon. Just allowing your hips to sink into this stretch. We're not going to be here for much longer, so really allow yourself to sink in. Really allow gravity to do the work here. You just have to soften around the edges. And continue to breathe nice and deep into those areas of sensation. couple more breaths. Sit with the uncomfortability. On your next inhale, slowly allow your upper body to rise up. You're going to come back in towards that table pose, so pressing into your left knee. Maybe you want to straighten that right leg out behind you to open back up. Oh yeah, and come back into a nice table pose. Maybe you want to sway your hips side to side. Just kind of find some movement, maybe some neck rolls. We're going to begin to set up on the left side now. So on the inhale, you're going to straighten your left leg out behind you. And then you're going to bring your left knee in towards your left wrist. And then your ankle towards your right wrist. And then slowly allow your legs to soften in towards the earth. Walk that right foot back. Notice the sensations on the left side. Notice how different it feels from the right to the left. Big breaths will get you through. Notice where you can soften, release the tension. Notice which tension is unnecessary. Allow your shoulders to soften, allow your facial muscles to soften. Maybe you can't bend as deep on this side versus the right side, and it's an important reminder to be patient and to not judge yourself or your physical body. We're working on balance right now. So whatever imbalance you have, just notice it and just observe it. The only way you're going to come into balance is by observing the imbalance and noticing what area needs to be strengthened and needs to be open. It's important to be gracious with yourself, with anything. This pose is a son of a bitch, I'll tell you that much. Just a couple more breaths. Last big inhale. And then exhale, slowly raise your spine up. And then you're going to lean onto the right hip. No, left hip. And then swing your legs out in front of you. Ooh, shake them out. Shake your booty. Wiggle your legs. Windshield wiper. Oh, man. That'll get you. We're going to come into a nice, easy forward fold. So we're going to extend our feet out in front of you. You want your toes pointing back up towards your face. And then on the inhale, you're going to circle your arms up with a nice tall spine. And then on the exhale, you're just going to slowly allow yourself to fold forward. Notice your sit bones staying on the earth. Notice your spine rounding and lengthening here. And then slowly allow your head to hang heavy. Allow your palms to face up. Release some tension and just find some relaxation here. Notice the hamstring stretch you're feeling. Notice the back stretch. Maybe there's a lot of sensation in your low back. Just observe. Notice where you can soften. Notice what feels good and what feels not so good. And just sit with this particular present moment. This particular experience you will never have again, with this exact body, with this exact mind, in this exact pose, with the breath you're breathing. This present moment is so unique from any other moment you will ever have again. It's important we try to take full advantage of every present moment that we experience. There's so much to experience. There's so much to observe. All we have to do is open our mind, open our eyes, and take some big breaths. There's lots to see. On your next inhale, you're slowly going to walk your hands back in towards your hips. And we're going to slowly walk our way into a nice, easy fish pose. So you're going to take your forearms and allow them to rest on the earth behind you. You're going to start to feel the arch in the spine. And then what you're going to do is you're going to press into your forearms. You're going to allow your shoulders to ignite. So it's almost like you're raising your upper body up. And then what you're going to do is slowly allow your chin to open up that throat. Maybe this is super intense. We're just experiencing an easy back bend to counteract our forward bend. It's all about balance, guys. No matter if it sucks, we gotta sit with the balance. There's no other way to correct an imbalance. Big breaths will get us through. Just a couple more breaths. Big inhale here. And then slowly allow your back to rest on the earth. Woo-wee. Oh yeah, and bring your hips in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. Oh, you can rock side to side. Let this feel so good for you. Like the best ever. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. We're going to come into a spinal twist. So we're going to take our knees, allow them both to fall towards the right edge of your mat. All right? You want to keep your left hip, your right hip on the mat. And then you're going to open your arms up to a T. And then take your chin and slightly turn it towards the left shoulder. Just noticing the twist of the spine, top to bottom. Allow gravity to do the work here. Just find some relaxation. If you don't feel super relaxed, take some big breaths with a nice relieving sigh. On your next inhale, slowly come back in towards center, hug in your knees. And then we're going to experience the other side, so allow your knees to fall to the left, chin towards the right shoulder. Just notice and observe the difference. Don't judge yourself. Big breath in. Exhale it out. Slowly back in towards center. And then what we're going to do, come into a nice easy candlestick pose. So we're going to allow our legs to straighten so the bottoms of your feet are facing up towards the sky. Allow your ankles to rest above your hips. We're just promoting the blood flow back in towards the heart. Maybe you want to do some ankle rolls. Maybe you want to sway from side to side. Maybe you want some wrist rolls. Maybe you want to move your head side to side. We're just soaking up that beautiful work and opening and stretching that we did in our total body today. We're going to come into a nice happy baby pose. So you're going to bend your knees in towards your elbows And you're going to reach up towards the outer edges of your feet. If you can't quite reach your feet, you can reach behind your knees and pull in your knees towards your armpits. So whatever works for you, maybe you want to sway side to side, just noticing what this feels like. This can be a very restorative low back massage. It's a good hip stretch. Big breath in. And then on your exhale, we're going to come into our final resting pose. So come into a nice long lay, like you're laying in your bed after a long day. Allow your feet to extend towards each corner of your mat. And allow your palms to rest facing towards the sky. We're just going to come back into our nice, natural, easy breath. We're just going to sit in some nice, quiet stillness and soak up like a sponge all that stretching we did. Allow your body to come back into a nice homeostasis balance, just resting and observing your heartbeat. Take a really big breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. Slowly find some movement. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Wrist circles, ankle circles. Move your head side to side. Nice and easy, nice and gentle. Reawakening the body. Come into a nice long stretch, arms above your head, like a nice morning stretch or after a nice easy nap. We like a good banana asana. Oh, maybe your arms and legs go towards the right edge of your mat while leaving your hips in towards the center. Banana asana, it's a thing. And then maybe coming into the left side, banana asana, keeping your hips where they're at. Back through center, giving your hips a nice hug, rolling from side to side. Just noticing and observing what's happening within. Coming into a nice easy seat at the top of your mat, right where we began class a nice 40 minutes ago. A lot can happen in that span of time. Let's be grateful for that. Inhale, circle your arms up all the way towards the sky. And then in a nice prayer position in your heart center, allow your head to bow towards your hands. Noticing your heartbeat and your breath. Grateful for this exact moment. I urge you to take the lessons we learned today in this class and take it off the mat and just see what happens. I'm grateful for this time to breathe with my body and with you. Namaste. Double thumbs up. That's what I'm talking about. A nice total body stretch. I am feeling relaxed, feeling zen. I hope you do too. All right, till next time.